Раз, раз, раз. Алиса, выключи свет. Алиса, включи свет.
This is it, the scene of the party. The fire pit, cigarettes, and empty bottles, all evidence. Not as such. I'm talking about what came up. Looks like they were here a while, judging from all the bottles. The sunken motor carriage provided them a focal point, like a goose ice sculpture or a chocolate fountain.
Looks like it. Hey, let's keep moving, detective.
Somehow, he doesn't want to. It's getting cold, this late in the night.
Good night, officer.
The bed is comforting. The bed underneath you is soft, if lumpy. Waves wash the sand underneath.
Like a deftly cast fishing net, sleep pulls you out of the world and into its dark shore. The rough mesh chafes.
How have things been going for you out there? Because you know you are a murderer. A disco music listening psycho killer who offs poor people. And then forgets about it.
Hear that? Iceman wants to sleep. He doesn't care about killing people. It's much, much worse than that.
Don't tell him, sister. It's
They're right. This is their function. To keep you from it.
We're trying to help you. Oh,
The last dream will be total annihilation. Cinders peeling off the fuselage. We won't be there to help you anymore, Harry. We will be dormant. You will be naked.
oh, but you will. You're already going there. Slipping. How long can we keep you from the precipice of hell? An ancient sadness, brother. 10,000 years.
Everything is so okay. Your eyelids flutter open for a moment. When you close them again,
The last thought in your head before waking is, maybe you shouldn't have seen that stained glass window in the church. scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
What bad people?
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the case.
Then we're definitely doing it. The scruffy-haired little...
Hello, mister. Luby. My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then Uller.
Kids.
My mom.
Kids.
Bye.
Is that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall. It's not the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire iron. How disappointing. You were just following your instincts, your destiny. You're meant to find the phasmid. Just maybe not.
Ты чё? Почему злишься? А, киса, то есть все остальное, что я делаю.
Я этого не говорила. Ты меня косплеишь? Ты меня
Нет,
косплеишь,
Да
да?
нет, нет.
Ты меня косплеишь?
Мгм.
Our tenant, the policeman. Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a...
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. Ah, I should have known. This is yet another union mess. I'm not afraid of them, you know. We are not in the habit of being afraid around here. There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now,
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Что такое? Нажимать на кнопки пришла. Нажимать на кнопки пришла. Жопой светить в монитор. Касается. Кисик. Кто кисик? Смотри на папку. Муа. Красавец. Красавец.
As you look at the floorboards, in this hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark, and you stick your hand in and start a small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. The floorboard doesn't care. But holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you.
Our tenant, the police, damn that girl.
A bullet? You didn't put it there, did you?
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant. And not. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl. As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she got?
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before.
That's for the police to find out. Right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability.
Yes, early with the dogs. Around, I cleaned it, like I always know. She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age...
This Ruby is an old lady whisperer. She knows how to work the...
Did she talk to you much during her last...
No, she tried not to let it show. But I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines. But this time...
She wanted to talk to her, as they usually do. But she was brooding.
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
Aye, do tell. Exit from what?
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment.
No, she's a fighter.
Not a quitter, like you sometimes get, son.
I don't know. Further up the coast, she tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screech like a cat in heat. Woke me up. You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand.
I wouldn't worry about that, man. We are persistent.
Чё я? Я второе. Олег в попе орех. Крышечку, потому что я подрочил.
Yes, it's going to be too much work for you to find her. Better for you.
The valve electric neuron.
What more do you want to... Yes, let's hear those other... One thing, officer. If you do find her, please go easy on...
She really means it.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's...
by. The sea's gonna calm down soon. I can feel it. I'll just keep the Corda Lacey in the channel, if that's okay. It's too shallow near the pier. Hi, ma'am. And it's a jetty by the... Of course. Jetty. I prefer a good jetty to a pier any day. Hello, detectives. It's good to see you here.
What brings you here, madame?
Nothing, really. I've had my eye on this jetty for weeks now, so I decided to investigate it personally. This
That. And she's also keeping an eye on you.
Spying has such a negative connotation. I did track your progress along the coast, however, and decided... Then there's the matter of that little scamp in old lady clothes.
Ты какую морду
She
сделала, чтобы
threatened to
покашлять?
paint the Corda
О,
Lacey red.
красавица.
Like blood, you see. Well, I like it the way it is. White.
What is this? Destruction of property, hooliganism, elder abuse, and who is this scamp anyway?
No need. Lillian and I are getting on much better. For one, she appreciates the concept of How do I like it?
О, красавица, красавица. Еще пизданешься.
Water drips down eaves of Eternite. The jetty below her feet creaks to the tune. The smell of salt.
It's pornographically poor. The street has no name. All the men are dead or missing. And is...
Fortunately for you, madame.
Real men, real politics, real thoughts in your head.
Maybe.
Above you, there forms a quilt of altar, their cloud shadows.
Have I told you how they discovered this place? No, they're in Sealindian, Isola. Well, your condition has left you no worse off than most of these people. The literacy rate is around 45% west of the river. 50 years of occupation have left these people in an oblivion of poverty. It's a pity. Most of these people will never know what this place means. This island of matter. Remind me to tell you one day. For now, how can I assist you in this new location?
Do we?
I hear you have singled out a suspect and are in pursuit. This is cause for call.
This story she will tell only before she leaves Martinez. At the very...
Maybe there is something else I can assist you with. The lorries are still stuck at the roundabout. If the police is asking, one of the drivers might admit to it. I'm glad to hear, officer. I'm sure you'll find out just what that means soon enough.
She simply nods.
More lessons in basic reality? My favorite part of the day. Go ahead, ask me anything. The Pale is...
Yes.
His voice is low.
Of course, Lieutenant. Let's try something else.
Ma'am, remember you are dealing with a very sensitive and impressionable police officer who is still recovering from a...
The Lieutenant's right. Let's change topics. What do you want to know? Anything.
But she wants to... You could sneak back later when he's not around. Unless you can convince him to step aside. Good idea. Just ask him.
Fine.
See?
Are you sure you're sure? Okay. The Pale is the most dominant geological feature of the world, Detective. Achromatic, odorless, featureless. The Pale is the enemy of...
The negation of being.
That's right. The negation of being. Oh, it is so difficult for us.
A squall of birds. Hardware operated.
It is possible to force dimensions on the Pale. In modern times, we can even compress its latitude, but it is still hard for humans to navigate the Pale without getting lost or having our minds damaged. Extensively. Some say the damage stems from extreme sensory deprivation. Others argue that Pale somehow consists of past information that's degrading, that it's rarefied past. They call it the blend over of the self. The Pale does not only suspend the laws of physics, but also the laws of psychology, maybe history even. The human mind it feels terrible. Absolutely terrible. International standards strictly limit civilian travelers to 6 days of Pale.
It's more for her. Way more.
No, Lieutenant Dubois. I'm entreprenetic business class. I'm cleared and trained for 22 days of Pale transit annually.
Perhaps that explains her strange pining after the revolution. Some degraded early memories.
Up to my gills.
An acidic smile on her lips. It's getting worse every year.
Entreprenetics is the scientific study of the Pale, or a recent iteration of it by way of Grad. The study of the Pale reaches back 6,000 years. There are signs of pre-modern crossings. Successful navigation of the Pale relies not just on technical know-how, but intensive psychological preparation. Some of these tactics are nothing. We remain powerless before the Pale. The only real advance in Pale transit is the speed with which an hybrid airships detective. Conventional rotors or jet engines no longer add velocity after the point of reference for motion is suspended. In essence, we throw them in and they come out the other end, if we throw them precisely. Then they don't. No, Detective. We're safe. It begins there, 6,000 kilometers to the north.
As your gaze instinctively turns north, a small black pit opens up in your stomach.
An uproar of matter, darling. Rising into the Pale. Rolling. Evaporating even. A great vision. Imagine a grey coronal mist. Cold vapor, marked by spores of an opportunistic microorganism. A mold that's adapted to grow at the edge of the most disco thing you will ever see.
You hear your pulse rise. The air feels caustic and cold suddenly.
It's difficult to describe, or even measure. The further into Pale you travel, the Pale outweighs reality 2 to 1. There is more Pale than there is matter. What do you think, Detective? Precisely. One of the few measurable effects of the Pale is that it is an intuitive conclusion of that development is that one day the Pale will cover everything. But this sort of talk is mostly left to extremists. Most people, and indeed most private and government sector organizations, entire civilizations and religion, I suggest you do the same.
Off we go. You see the hanged man's mouth open.
One and all. They say Pale is...
Why should we just leave, and the world get...
Yes, sweet reality. But before we do, is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
Your ailing constitution, sweaty forehead.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation, Detective. If you don't know even this, then... Steel yourself, officer. Your colleague, Lieutenant Kitsuragi, he is competent. I checked up on him. And you also...
Some of that assurance is meant for herself, as much as it's meant for you. She must...
Even if we have to do it one basic term at a time.
Good. You have not passed out from it. Perhaps I worried for nothing. Are we still on the reality lowdown, or should we do actual police work now? Yes, well, the rest of us have dealt with it for thousands of years.
You will have to deal with it, too, the lieutenant thinks. This is why I didn't want you to know.
Good luck, Detective.
Hey. Psst. Yes, you. Word on the street is you're ready to start building communism again. Yes, you're ready to start building communism again. You've built it before. They've built it before. Hasn't really worked out yet. But neither has love. Should we just stop building love, too? This conversation isn't really about love. Try to keep up, okay? This is about the communism you've promised.
The sea's gonna calm down soon, I can feel it. The wind is... Oh? Who? Okay. When did this person... Oh. Yes, that's the... Sorry I couldn't help you out. Really? A lot of stuff. Oh, there's plenty missing. But that's too much for even an eager terrier like you to handle. Although you seem very thorough. Tell me, instead, is there something else I can help you with? Oh, that's good to know, I guess. Why is it in the sea?
I think
This calls for a funeral, if you ask me. Aye. Feels deserved, don't you think? Falling in... Why odd? Our things are a part of... Oh, yeah. Take it from...
That's all we have time for, right? Yes, that...
You like the Capri funeral?
Что там подсылки происходят? Лежала, мамка пришла. И все. Нарушила спокойствие. Красавица. Ты потом поставишь чаечек. Чайничек. Ну, красавица какая. Ощущение, эта игра бесконечная вообще.
legend. He's back. And first.
Tequila. Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my key.
It's a touchy topic.
Uncle.
There's no...
Куси маму за подбородок. Ага, куси маму. Подшлюкин. О, что происходит? Пиздёк. Ау. Ау.
A metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. There's a bitter life is garbage.
Писяка кошачья.
You see that seagull up there? Remind you of anybody? What? Kim? No, it's you.
Сделаешь, да, чаечек, киса?
You and the seagull are just alike. Think about the seagull's story. It's one of endurance and adaptation. Then their paradise became Shit City. And what did they do? They became urban survivors, eating burgers out of trash
Хочу.
cans, killing
А
and
тебе что, не
eating
понравилось?
pigeons.
Не понравился? Мне очень понравилось. Ты же просил... Чё? Ты же просила сыворотку.
Вчера какая-то пососная. Вместо чая пейте.
А...
Так впадло тебе чай делать.
Киса, это вообще фигня же. Просто залить чайник.
У меня другая задача сейчас. Ты чай хочешь?
No time for that sentimental bullshit. They're hustlers, getting shit done. They're one pair of track pants away from gangsters, just like you. Own it. Steal hot dogs, shit in the sand, whatever it takes to keep going. guards the depot. The wind has blown a sand dune in front of it. The door hasn't been opened in a long while. An old door, worn. A metal and plastic contraption.
That over there. Must be the boy Klaas you told us about.
You lift the boy out of the water without much effort. It's not tied to anything. The number 11.
Simple construction.
There's something in it. Smells like you would expect. A shot glass's worth of seawater pours out. Some algae. And nothing.
Well, damn. I have no idea. Or think we do. This is a small loose end, either way. Not important, I hope. That may very well be the case. We should keep an eye on her. Nothing.
You could ask the miss what she thinks. Later, if you have the time. Though you doubt she'll tell you much at this point.
We still got here too late.
The dome shape.
Chissà.
As you approach, the man turns and he appears completely at.
Ah, super. It's the officer. I was not expecting to run. What brings you down to the scenic Martinez coast? My friend, if it's la responsabilité you're after, I have good news for you. There's no need.
Good. Of course it does.
The Comité de Responsabilité de Revachol. It acts as a sort of clearinghouse for coalition activities. To put it simply, they are...
Yes, this is just...
I would offer to connect you with the committee myself, but alas, I am not actually in Martinez.
What? Where is he then? You knew there was something strange about this one. He's an astral projection. A bureaucratic phantasm.
Mais que faites-vous, officer?
Yes, I was wondering the same thing. What are you doing?
No, don't be silly. We're simply speaking in an informal capacity. Officially, I am still in La Delta, preparing for... That's why it would be extremely irregular, or potentially even inappropriate for me to intercede with the committee concerning a district I'm not officially in. Yes, you've made your persistence quite clear. Under normal circumstances...
No, you can't let...
But if you have information of a vital interest, they might be willing to entertain an exception. In which case, I would advise you to contact them via Coalition Warship Archer.
Спасибо, кисенька. А такая злая, капец. А чё такая злая-то, я не понял. Киса, а чаечек попросил котик твой. Да ты, я видел, у тебя в взгляде было, хотел меня придушить, блядь. Почему, кисенька? Ты так говорил, мне некогда, я другое дело, ничего не могу сделать вообще. Почему, киса? Че такая токсик тебе, Андрей? Смотри, Ашиса в шоке столько. Сидит в говне. В говне и в ахуе. Одновременно. Трясется, трясется. Мяу, мяу. Ну а, это какой-то прыг такой у него был. О, какашка.
Officer, you mean to say that you haven't noticed the giant coalition aerostatic peaceful...
You follow the man's gaze out toward the west. It looks to your eye like some kind of long metallic... Don't let the paint job fool you. It's a goddamn killing machine, and there's nothing you can do to stop it.
Well, of course it is a heavily armed and armored warship with a full complement. But I assure you its purpose in Revachol is to keep the peace. You see, in addition to being an airborne artillery platform, Coalition Warship Archer is also the linchpin of the Coalition's surveillance and communications infrastructure in Revachol.
Не порезал? Ну, окей, давай. Ничего страшного. Может быть. А, не выдержала. Главное, а она сколько-то какие-то разнесла? Или просто треснула? Не, вверху-то, по-моему, что-то отпало, нет? Осторожнее сейчас, мой, чтобы не порезаться.
And listening. It has the most objective vantage point in the entire city. Not to mention a vast array of radio. I find it a great comfort to know there are benevolent powers watching over. This is quite the problem. Very tricky. Of course, the Archer has orders to fire on any unidentified... But in that case, you would require a radio transmitter capable of broadcasting on coalition frequencies. And I suppose there might be some way to circuit bend your way onto those frequencies, but you'd have to be one of those techno-tinkerers to do it. Unfortunately not. No. I don't have the pleasure.
Sounds like something that programmer we met in the church might be able to help with.
Let me just say that I have complete confidence in the RCM. I'm sure you'll figure something out. Well, that's très simple. I was visiting the fishing village just north of here. They have applied for a series of microloans to revitalize the old market. And then, I had some extra time on my hands, so I decided to stroll down here. It's quite peaceful, isn't it? Ah, is that what those pockmarks are? I might have guessed.
You feel like there's something you could say here. If only you really
Ah bon? I'm always my pleasure. Always my pleasure.
Hello. Isn't this a fine morning? No, I'm a...
So you...
No, I'm sorry.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that.
Yes, what is it? What? No, no one's... Do I look like someone who has time for side projects at this...
If you want her help, maybe you should help her first.
It's true. The drug fiends have made them...
This project is immense.
If you're desperate for collaborators now, I suggest you ask your new friends. They seem to have plenty of time for some...
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Goodbye, officer. Yo, man. What's on your mind? Trying to get a line with the big bad, are ya? Those...
Come on, Noid. I think we owe him.
Asel's right. He's one of us. Yeah, all right. But if you're going to sync up with them, you're gonna need a serious wave generator. Not likely. Scoped that spot a while back. It's short-wave stuff.
Build it ourselves. We built this nightclub. We can build anything.
Yeah, maybe. Tech-wise, radio's not the spookiest thing around. Our part's finding an antenna.
An antenna hardcore enough to shake the...
Maybe not that big, but pretty big.
Welcome back. No.
Just no?
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast. Superstition. We can turn the grim desolation into a fun dance club and...
We're close. True. Hard. It's hardcore. Give a...
Your cop tra-
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you. Goodbye, officer. Yo, man. What's on your mind?
Yes, what is it?
Спасибо. Что, а почему? Чего куксишься? Ты уже выместила свою злобу на кружке. Все, надо перестать. Может, не надо? Может, не надо, говорю? Не хочу драться. Так ты выместила уже.
Я же не ебала кружку по стенке. Случайно.
Иса, ты чё?
Everything's still cool here, officer. Everything's still cool here, officer.
Start with a little compliment, then work your way up from.
Oh, an investment.
Or you could not make this about corruption and go with something even wilder.
That! You drive a hard bargain, officer. I respect that. Okay, what's it going to cost me? Be reasonable. Officer, do I look like a drug lord? I don't have that. Sounds like a fair deal all around.
Corruption.
It's just like bus or seagull. A kid watching out of a window describing things going.
Only the coolest goods in Revachol. Anything for you mean the...
No hassle. There's a little of a hassle here, it appears. A moral hassle.
It is! Brack, no problem here, officer. Oh, he's a...
Interesting.
We'll need more if we're going to pin this.
Me? It's a boring story, officer. Very cool. I like your style, officer. You mean the...
No hassle. There's a little...
They're very...
Че, он оставил, что ли? Почему? А ты ему сказал, что ты не можешь есть. А ты че?
The palm tree, I can see it. Bright as day. Oh, if we were skulls right now.
Officer, care to play a game with the lonely old man? Actually, never mind. Wouldn't be the same. The prick is gone. I can barely believe it. But he's really gone. Hell, most likely. He was an absolute Kent. I repeat, an absolute Kent. Even his old army buddies didn't want him around. The only people who could stand to be around him were Jenny and me. She saw something, and she never lost sight of it. And I thought if the most beautiful being in the world can love him, then there must be something worth holding on to. His hungry little heart finally gave out. The dock workers found him in the guard booth this morning. Wasn't even supposed to be work.
Did he feel like he has to prove he can still pull his weight?
Guess he was about to head home. 'Cause when the dock workers found him, he was wearing civilian clothes and not the Kuketu uniform. Sometimes I thought he was wearing it just to piss me off. Now the joke's on him, 'cause he's gonna be buried without it. No, René was the most stubborn man in Revachol. Nothing you or I could say would ever push him.
He has doubts, but right now, he just wants to move on, and not...
We've hated each other our entire lives. Yes, I loved that angry prick. He didn't deserve it, but I did. You know what his last words to me were? In Guillaume's time, you'd have been shot without trial. That's what he said to me. He lived a cunt, and he died a cunt. Let's leave it at that. Let me see. This was 60 years ago. We all went to that parade. Young René looked so happy, and Jenny... I'm sorry, officer. I just... Thank you. Thank you.
That was nice. A small thing for us, but invaluable to him. Yes, we are...
It is what it is. Part of life, really. But to know someone for 79 years, then one day I just don't know anymore. About anything, really. But you must need something. Yes? What about René?
Yes.
It is, I just don't know any.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours? Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the... Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash? Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. No, they didn't. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on. She's watching you leave right now, you know that. Free as a bird on that roof. Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous.
Stuck in the rain in a traffic jam, man. What's up?
Looking for something?
The tear machines. Your bottles clunk into the machine.
Does Kuno care? No, Kuno doesn't give a fuck about books.
So he knows locusts are...
Oh my god, I told you that shit is lame!
Shut up, see.
Now they're gonna take you to Lane.
She sounds like she's about to cry, out of disappointment at Kuno's newfound lameness.
Deny everything, Kuno. You need to...
Kuno's not gonna say anything with...
There's definitely something going on here. Remember his pig's head shack? You should check it out.
Kuno doesn't...
All around you, the hisses and chirps of locusts fill the musky air. The earthen floor of the
Well, detective, it appears you've solved the case of the locusts. For the missing locust case, which is a sub-case of the imaginary insect case. Oh, I'm not being sarcastic.
When someone says they're not being sarcastic, it's usually a good sign that they're being very sarcastic.
If anything, the presence of the locust points to the opposite. The phasmid did not take the bait from the traps. It was Kuno. But what do I know?
Use your powers of deduction. You knew the magic bug.
I'll let you handle the...
Fuck, does Kuno care? Yeah. Kuno took the books.
So it wasn't the phasmid. A wave of disappointment washes over you.
They're not pets. Don't you know what locusts are? When they come out of the fucking sky. Fucking descent.
Stop!
You stop. It's like their fucking night. Locust City.
The girl forces herself to watch again. The corners of the lameness is causing her physical pain. The damage may be permanent.
Kuno, the pig wants to help you. Oh, that's how lame it is.
An artist. Maybe I am an artist. You hear that, everyone? I'm a fucking artist.
Did he just say I? Kuno usually calls Kuno, Kuno.
Oh my god, Kuno! He's gonna make you totally lame in like...
Yo, fuck you, see? Kuno can be what Kuno wants to be. Kuno's his own man. Kuno's free. Kuno made himself into Kuno. Kuno can make himself into anything. Kuno can make himself into a pig if he wants. Kuno can make himself into a... Kuno doesn't give a shit.
Don't make yourself into a pig, Kuno. You'll have to take me away.
In it, you hear snow melting, dripping from the... So that's what this is about. Without a word, she disappears. For once, the boy is lost for words. He turns... Use this momentary confusion to take control of the situation.
I don't give a shit. I don't need the locusts anyway. Shit.
The girl's face appears again, above the fence, just long enough to make eye contact with Kuno.
Kuno's gonna let the fucking locusts die. It don't mean anything. It's shit. Kuno just likes to focus. Kuno likes to concentrate on shit. Pig, you really... The fuck are they trying to catch anyway? With the traps?
He recognizes the name.
Bitches think Kuno doesn't know shit. The fuck out of here. Kuno...
There's silence between the two children. They're not saying...
Fuck does Kuno care? Kuno doesn't...
Hi again, gendarme. Bye-bye, gendarme.
Oh, hello, sweetie.
Hello, officer. So it was just...
Thank you for telling us, sweetie.
Something is secret.
Yeah.
Darling, I told...
You're right,
There won't be a next season. Not for this. Find the phasmid or admit defeat, people.
You can?
Really? It's too much, officer.
What Morel means is
Here's a fresh batch of locusts. They should slide right down the funnel. And thank you again. We will definitely mention you.
Wow. Co-discovery. You'd be famous. You'd show them all. This would show them all. We need to get you on that list.
Hey, was there something up the 20 real? Then why?
The man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a...
Again?
Yes?
The Copper NATO is back. What do you want? Yeah?
This medicine cabinet is stocked with drugs. Plus...
Officer, what brings you up here in the rain? Oh,
Did you take the document?
no, of course not. As I said, it would have been too risky for me to use those documents anyway. My employer gave them to me. In truth, I should have destroyed them. They couldn't know where I put it. I'm absolutely sure I was not followed. And I've told no one but you. You mentioned seawater? I was worried I'd been too careless with the latch. The documents were probably just washed away.
Я же не сказала ириска засеки 8 минут. Что, сожрали?
Ш... Гадость вообще ужасная. Чуть не обливался. Киса. А чё опять? Зли лицом состряпала ты.
The words, washed away, sound distant and strange suddenly. Somewhere far away.
Let's see. I wrote, we have questions that might...
The young woman cracked the last missing pieces of a puzzle of flesh.
Oh, that.
It's clear she liked it.
It was a map of his life and the places he visited as a soldier. It was mostly for showing off to chicks, though. How? Imagine him lying in bed. Freakish musculature laid out on the sheets. He's smoking and drinking, of course. And his chest and shoulders and arms are studded. And the woman goes like, "What was this, baby?" And he says, "That was too hardcore. Don't ask me about that." So she goes, "Okay, but what's this, baby?" And he's like, and so it goes. Star after... Oh, yeah. No, thank you. I've seen enough of him dead. I can tell you what they meant.
Go on.
He was a blue-eyed boy with thick arms, from a small town. He went to Killer Academy in Vredefort. Then he killed some people in the Seminine Islands, and on other islands too. All of the islands. After this, he came to Revachol and got killed. Change of topic, perhaps? In Oranje, officer. It's,
You were almost right, officer. That means his race was Occidental, not Mondial. I'll update the form.
Yes.
Did that bring you to...
No. He was too old for that. And from another part of Oranjenrijk. I didn't even understand his accent. What brought us together?
Sex. No love for Mother Aranye. But wasn't he a soldier? This could be worth pursuing.
No. He left the National Service after they taught him to do what he did on Seminine. He wasn't the flag-waving kind. He was by no means a stupid man. A people person. A small platoon leader. Certainly not a patriot. Mm-hmm. There is nothing on Moindi. The old... I love Revachol, though. He was 42.
42? Are you sure?
He had many scars that made him appear older. But no, we even celebrated his birthday, like, some weeks ago. It was a funny 2 days.
We were slightly off then. Thank you for clearing it up.
The adversary one.
Yes. Light blue. Pardon the swearing. I do him an injustice. He wasn't ugly. And he had a beautiful, soft voice. Very...
He had a combat wound on his chin and...
Yes. Severe. It made him look like half his face was cracking away in some strange smile.
Ah, yes. His hair, if you can remember.
It was light brown, almost blonde. He darkened it with brilliantine, made oily. Not nice to stroke. I couldn't convince him to leave it alone. Oily, isn't it? We have that in common now.
The lieutenant blinks. All right, let's see where this is going.
Cool. A real rainbow splattering of pharmaceuticals, I bet. How much does the toxicology report cost the police of Revachol? I could do it for half of that. Save you some money, make some myself.
It's quite expensive, miss. But we'll... All right.
Coolly, gracefully, she poured.
I really don't know, sir. I certainly don't feel like I've won. I feel like shit.
She smiles. A bitter little smile. She means it.
Clearly, I haven't. We're having this conversation, aren't we? How well could it have gone?
The rain falls on her shoulders.
I'm stuck in Martinez just like all of us. I've been up here for... I don't know how long now. I like to call this my rooftop containment facility. I don't know what to say. None of this is fortuitous for me. For my sins, for destroying my first... Did I?
The lieutenant, he feels uncomfortable. She nods. So there is suddenly a strange glint in her eyes. Not malicious, but dangerous.
Lies?
Yes, we demand she be punished for deceiving us. We demand her anxiety. We demand her.
There may be grounds here, at least for an extended detention.
This bastion of willpower here, his watchmen have been sleeping too. You can be absolutely certain now. A little whimper. The young woman hears you. She's looking around.
But I haven't done anything. Anything illegal.
Failure to aid a police investigation. She purposefully misrepresented fucking mind games. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs.
Please no.
Fragile, unshielded.
I think I know who did it. Who shot Lely. I can tell you. I can help you.
She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certain, gearing up for this betrayal.
Ruby. She has this thing for me. Ever since I met her and the boys downstairs.
What she's saying is...
And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. When I started spending time with Lely, she told me to end it. Said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but...
I don't understand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you?
She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive.
And you led her on?
A little. I was flattered, you know? But then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. We maybe kissed, nothing more.
Yes, but what was their relationship outside this unequal power dynamic?
We spent a lot of time together, listening to the radio and such. She had great milieus, and she was good.
What was that question about? She's feeding her friend to the wolves here. It also has startlingly little to do with arresting her, you suddenly realize.
Ты зависимая? Успокойся, киса.
Я скоро в саду жить без компьютера.
Да я так понял, что нет. Что там 3 дня пройдет и потом скажет: Котя, блядь, вези мне компьютер. Ты такое лицо было, вот ты пукнуть хочешь, поэтому я смотрел туда. А, интонация-то какая? Какая интонация? О, блин. Киса. Воверсдрочь хочешь? Давай до 30 минут я посижу, 21:30. 25 минут еще у меня. Пойдешь воверсдрочь. Это что, блядь, такое? Это что такое? Что такое? Что за кошать? Иса, иди прикрой окошечко, блядь. Заебало. Жрешь, срешь. Даже окошко закрыть не можешь, папки с мамкой. Ну, срешься ты вообще капец. Потому что ты жрешь, ни у кого вопросов нет. Потому что вот как ты срешь.
Чё, пизнулась?
Пизданулась, сначала крутить стул, пизданулась. Так киса, я...
Посиди до 22. Ножки только помнильные. Что за выражение лица? Я тебя заставляю.
А, подожди, а нет, это не
Нет,
так?
я тебя попросила.
Иса, ты слышала?
Я тебя нежно попросила: Котя, помни мне ножки. Ты сказала: да, конечно. А что не Да?
Я сказал, да, конечно.
Ну,
Не
просто по
помню такого.
сокращенной программе.
Нет, нет, там диалог, киса, не садись жопой туда. Давай, пиздуй отсюда.
Мы просто по сокращенной программе прошли. Он хочет к тебе. Он хочет к тебе. Понежь девку, возьми на ручки.
Желательно хочет только.
Возьми на ручки.
Она хочет.
Возьми на ручки ее.
Да ничего, блин,
Возьми.
ножки нежить, блин, за ручки взять. Что происходит-то?
Ну ты один, нас много надо. Как...
Не хочешь, она, видишь, вырывается.
Мне вроде Гана морду такую скукурузила.
Скукурузила мордочку. Ссать. Только ссать. Скушать не хочешь делать?
Ну, тут балдеж. Написано, аж глаза аж закатила. О, что это за морда? Аж аж чихнет. Нет? Морда была. Сейчас чихнет. Ну, что рот-то открыла?
Фу-фу-фу. Папки невкусно, да?
Ну, а так и сиди.
Держать надо, чтобы
Но она хочет, чтобы ты ее чесал. Что, кто важнее, ты или она?
я вообще понял, что я тут не важен. Впервые за 4 дня сел поиграть. Началось тут.
Тю. Поцелуй в воду.
Какие поцелуй воду? Я что, тебе акробат что ли?
Ты не можешь нагнуться, что ли?
Нет, как иди нагнусь?
Ты не можешь нагнуться.
Я не сгибаюсь здесь любой человек не может согнуться. Тут тебя грудина мешает.
А я как-то же целую ее.
И ты ее вот так вот выше поднимаешь и... Ой, что происходит-то? Почувствовал, да, что я пищу?
Что ты бесишься? Что ты бесишься?
Иса.
Корми. Корми.
This is just an assumption.
I know what it sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. But she knew. Somehow, she knew Lely was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone.
Could it be that Ruby was cleaning up after herself? That the lynching was a cover-up for her, and she organized the boys to do it? It's ominous. You buying into her theory and running with it. Be careful with this logic guy.
You said there was a secret route there, right? She could have come up through there, then taken this shot right here, where...
Then slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing.
Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists?
Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when, the peephole. My bed is right next to... She would have seen us.
You mean to suggest she...
No. No. Why would she do that to herself? No.
She's not really sure. It was right above the bed. She could have seen all sorts of... Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track.
She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. And she's a pro. She must be. To keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but...
Some of that fear is still... What are you talking about? She's afraid. Okay. Arrest the... Why? She told us some pretty interesting... Don't arrest her. Push her a bit more, but then let her off. That Ruby theory was solid. And her. Stop letting her distract you.
Still? After all this, sir, please. It's a shitty world, but I don't deserve to be sent to the moral intern and ground into paste just because I disturbed the sanctity of accounting.
She's gearing up for a last stand. This is it.
I don't know. To spend my days with smoke, and drink, and dance. You have those station calls, right? Where I have to show up at the station or I'll become a fugitive. You can write me one. I know you can do that. Just let me come in on my own. In 2 months. Or maybe if...
You do have the form.
That's it. I'm calling it. Definitely, sire.
Everything could change. This city. The extradition rules. The people after me could be in jail.
There is desperation there, in that silence. A cornered...
Maybe Ravishol could be free. I could be tried in a free Ravishol. An independent state that doesn't hand its detainees over to the moral intern.
Что делать?
Ты от меня убегаешь-то?
A free Revachol. There is a low, distant rumble on the motor tracks. A great machine.
I find that hard to believe, miss.
It's coming.
Don't. The world can change.
That's not the answer she was hoping for. Thought that you were some kind of patriot or communard. Did she? This was her last card. There is nothing more she can say. The final decision. She looks at you in silence. Wait. If you arrest her, Kim will have to transport her. Shut up. He's making a decision, and it's his to make.
I will escort you to the motor.
With a muffled whimper, she extends her wrists. They're white, bony, exposed below, waiting for your teeth and talons to cut into.
This won't be necessary. I will take you to Station 57 myself and slow the extradition process as much as I can. It may be possible to stall it indefinitely, but you will be safer there for the purposes of this investigation. I can do this on my own. She's not an immediate flight risk. See you tomorrow morning, officer. Downstairs, at the Whirling in Rags. Or outside your shack.
Hey, was there...
Just dragged her away, huh? Stone cold. Didn't think you had it in you. Yeah, you ruthless son of a bitch. I certainly didn't have it in me.
Yeah, like when we let old Clancy's...
Oh, Denise, the Dinah girl. The milk rack on that one.
Can't say I wasn't sad to see her go. Our Clausia there. Her face when your friend walked her out. Goddamn. Like she was walking to the gallows.
He avoided looking her straight in the eye. You would have too.
Nothing to do about it now, I guess. I just hope. Don't think I forgot how I specifically let you know how I felt about her arrest either. Now, what do you want?
Так мы ее отучали от второго раза, чтобы она не срала.
Видимо, это независимо от того, даешь ли ты ей жрать. Видимо, просто ее прет.
His tone is friendly now, and the last words are actually... Titus's posture is more relaxed than when you first met him. He is relieved that this Clausia business is finally over.
Yeah?
Starting from the right, Boots sitting across a cement, and then in the far corner, standard working boot on his neck, size in conclusion. These 7 are the actors on the... Exactly, but not... A lorry stuck in the traffic jam. The windows, fumes of heavy fuel oil waft over you. The driver, a large metal, the back end of the cab. The dented yellow mailbox greets you with its graffito and bullet holes in the front. Other than developing a personal, you drop the white envelope in about a week's work for good or ill.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Your race descent has temporarily halted, but you will.
The file cabinet stand the drawers. This is the night watchman. Generally speaking, it would, as you take the colorful uniform, this is the night. You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened. The container door appears unmoved by your attempt. A tough nut to crack for sure. But the strongest containers often have the softest hearts. The door does not respond. Why does this situation feel so familiar? Do you have a history of propositioning inanimate objects?
Что делать? А мне что делать? Тебе или Ириске?
Oh, hey, mister.
Mr. Dubois,
I hear the meeting with Titus was a glowing success. That's such a relief. Now, what can Everard play? The Golden Boy returns once my friend, the mailman. You're in my inner circle. We can talk about anything. The strike, the murder, your lost gun.
Hear that? You did it the honest way. You got the real... I don't know. Your dirty forgery fingers aren't sure if playing this one straight. Finally, answers. Ask away, son.
Harry, I've got to be honest with you. Your gun was found 2 days ago. Withholding this information weighed heavily on me. But it had to be done. An old woman has it, and let me tell you, Harry, word on the street...
This must be the woman who bought the gun from Roy. The one he described as terrifying.
Yes, the same one. I see you've done your research. The pawn shop made the gun easy to track. Crazy stuff, Harry. Selling your gun like that? Why?
Union Boy's gonna help you fix it. He winks at you.
The neighbors of this old woman contacted my men because they trust me and the Debarders Union. Apparently, she was waving it around.
Waving the gun around doesn't sound good. None of this does.
Unfortunately, I don't know anymore. You're gonna have to go in blind, Harry. But she's an old lady. How dangerous.
There it is again. The pigs. Like Roy said, not good at all.
As I said, she's a character. I didn't have
Sure.
time for details.
По-моему-
It sounds like she's unstable, but don't worry. No one got hurt.
It sounds like a very...
I already have. Tonight, starting 10 o'clock, near the old fish market on the coast. The one on the boardwalk. A little...
She will be there from 2200 hours till 0200 hours.
Harry, by now you should know I would never do anything tricky like that. However, well, let's just say that you were there, you saw the place, reset. Harry, enough is enough. We're taking this district back. The war was 50 years ago, for God's sake. It's time to move on. I accept your salute, Harry.
There is true indignation in his voice. The pain is true. He's seen kids do worse than that.
Oh, I do, Harry. I really do. I'm gonna make the working man richer than Joyce Messier with that vote of yours. That's my job. Just like...
A true flash of anger in him, as he thinks of her.
Order it. You know my men didn't kill him. They told you. It was a happy accident. You know how it is. No one takes the initiative. If I wanted him dead, I would have had to do it myself. And I'm too fat for that. Why a war, of course. Victory, Harry. I have victory to gain. We are going to start a war with the Wild Pines group and win before they even realize that... Harry, we outnumber them 1,500 to 1. And that's just Martinez. With all the unions in Revachol, and with public opinion on our side, we can hold off 2 men. Or the more they send, the worse it's going to look for them. They made a huge mistake hiring those guys. No one likes foreign mercenaries. The left... Harry, there is no strike, only war. Class war. Or, in business terms, a dawn raid. Or wait. Is that when you still pay them something? Because we're not gonna give nothing. We're gonna take Terminal B away from them. The roads, the gates, the containers, that big crane, even the damn...
The word fuck rings like a gunshot from his mouth. He doesn't swear often.
Yes. It's also why I let that midget Gaumont go. He's too nice. I can't put him through this. Plus, he knows how to get in here. That woman can't tell her tits from her arsehole. She has no chance. Because we're friends, Harry. Besides, it doesn't matter now. You can go tell her if you want. It's already happening. $2,372. Plus yours truly, of course.
2,370, and they're all well motivated. At least the ones you've seen.
Oh, you mean what sort of goods are going to be flowing through? How am I going to replace all the contacts we'll lose once the poo-poo hits the fan? The clients
Would take a well-known multinational conglomerate over a local mobster any day.
Sure, some will go, but mark my words. The company will be unpleasantly surprised to see how many of them stay loyal to Martinez and to the new competitive contracts we can offer.
Бедненько. У нее глаза выпадают. Чё она как отреагировала на этот раз?
Ну, вначале только заорала, потом уже молча сидела.
Если это все ради твоего блага. Мама старается ради тебя. Что сделать? Я уберу. Когда стану, уберу.
Что у меня поясница воспалена.
With renewed zeal sparked by communal ownership, the men will be shipping those containers double time. You'll be surprised to see how fast things go without parasites latching on. We'll have our hands free to pursue bold...
That's drugs.
Drug trade? Now you're being stupid, Harry. There are perfectly legal 100... All they do is produce components to keep the pharmaceutical industry running. That's people's health we're talking about. Old grannies, little babes, people with disabilities. The company thinks transporting these chemicals in bulk looks bad, has bad optics, may be illegal in some countries. The Debarders Union, however, we're all about the large volume cost. We're gonna transport the living daylights out of those materials, Harry. So your sick kid can get his benefit and your wacky uncle doesn't have to come off risperidone. I'm an old-fashioned guy, Harry. I sometimes grab a beer with the boys,
Нет.
but I have no idea about the things you just... But if I were to supply ingredients for some sort of rainbow party, I would make sure the Union took a fantastic share, and I'd keep that stuff far away from Martinez. It's also far removed from my men and the people of Martinez who've put their... Anyway, let's not focus on the sensationalism of the drug trade. This hypothetical drug trade is all anyone ever seems to be interested in. It would only be a small part of the harbour's turnover, just like the harbour is, but a small part of Martinez. Let's look at the big picture. Martinez as a whole. There are little girls out there with dreams of making music. Young mothers who want to start businesses. Models who want to walk... I'm gonna unite them all into one economic body. We're gonna incorporate this place to Kingdom Come. Everyone's gonna be in on the wealth. And everyone's gonna pull their weight.
Let's keep focusing on the drug trade. He was almost admitting to it.
Но она уже понимает, что это необратимо. И когда в ванну садишь, она уже принимается в суд. А вот когда ее несешь, она может это да, поорать. Даже когда если ты не хочешь ее мыть, просто берешь на руки и к ванне подходишь, она думает, что ей сейчас как помоет жопу. Начинает орать. Мама, не надо.
No, no, Harry. That's boring. All right, it's gone. The hypothetical raw materials trade is boys. Harry felt queasy about it. We're not doing it. Can we talk about my beautiful incorporated Martinez and its many-sided business ventures now? This bold new vision of incorporated socialism I'm offering? Harry, the future I have in store for Martinez will have all the macho aesthetics you love so much. The crowns, the...
Oh yeah, skull and bones. Skull and bones on the Revacholian flag. The Revacholian Death Squad.
No idea. Could have been his own mother for all I know. If you ever find the guy, give him a big fat kiss from Everard...
The guy, huh?
I don't. I told you it could have been his own mother. I'm pretty sure it wasn't anyone from the Union. Maybe it was the mob. Or maybe he killed himself because he was a closet social... We're way past specific Union members now. This is the big time. You can bother Leonard with that. Great, Harry, great. This has been... I'm always happy to... Very nice, Harry. Mr. Dubois.
Здорово. Нет, не сосал. А ты?
An imposing combination of a punch clock and a payphone is looking down at you from the wall. The machine swallows your coin and seems to be waiting for your next move. Your fingers run over the dial, calling. Calling. Still call.
Video Reversal, 24-hour video.
The voice of a young.
Video Reversal is a 24-hour video rental. We rent 8 and 10mm film for home use. This is Lummy. Maybe you called to extend your rental period? Do you need to extend your rental period? Let me fire up the machine. Here we are. You haven't rented anything in 5 years, but you still have a copy of Blue Ocean Hell from November '46. Well, it's not no wonder no one's been missing.
On the corner, tiny hit. Suddenly, you feel like you don't want to hear about video rentals anymore. You don't want to hear about any of it. It was all shit. The payphone hangs.
Right to work!
Looking for something?
Hello again.
Trying to sneak up.
The door is closed again. Nothing. You hear someone inside.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome. Okay, but
The woman looks aloof.
goodness, you were already doing.
She smiled.
Hi, Ace Detective.
Hello, hello.
You're back. Good. What? The lorries are still stuck at the roundabout.
She simply nods.
Hmm.
She's not even asking you anything. It's so easy to just say. Is what you're about to say when a cold streak runs through your heart. Once said, there is no going back, Harry. Yes, come back to this later. This information could be explosive.
Of course, Detective. You can always drop by. More lessons in basic reality? My favorite. Are you sure? Okay. The Isola, windy, and oceanic. Acroman.
The negation.
That's right. The negation. Yes. Is this the first time you're hearing this? Do you really not remember anything? Then tell me, what do you think of the Pale?
You're ailing.
You really didn't know. This does not spell good for the investigation. Still,
Some of that.
even if we have to do it one basic term at a time. Glad to have been of assistance. The little that I know. What we do.
She nods.
Of course. Of course. How else can I help? The lorries are still... Yes? Excellent. It may come to nothing. In the meantime, let me...
Tremble. The time is now. Time for the show. For Taola. The hallowed time of fear and disintegration. A countdown has begun. All will collapse on itself. The world will disappear into a single... Yes, you spoke the words of the Palindropos and the houses of Pericarnassus. Items, people, even words will tumble. The face of the woman fractures. There will...
The sea's gonna calm down. Oh, really? A lot of stuff. Oh.
You sit on the wind-worn wooden planks of the bench. Your feet ache. Time passes. You ponder upon an endless winter that covers everything in ice and snow. What a struggle it would. Searchlight Division. You've sharpened your senses by being on the lookout for missing persons. Now you notice more of what... Hold in your hand the colorful primer. The title, every page as one word. A. H is for homeboy. I is for econ. Q is for... That's it. You know the alphabet now. The alphabet. Morel's trap stands empty. The locusts, they're not real.
good to see you. Goodbye, officer. Yo, man. What's on your mind?
Welcome back.
The mother of humanism stands above you, a precious and complex wax painting on a single pane of...
Viclo, true, hard, full, hardcore! Yeah! Spinning out lyric and the amount of lyrics like Viclo, true, hardcore! Hardcoreism, internally coherent. All core!
He furrows.
Hardcore! The question is, what is the question? But there was a question. Viclo, true, hardcore! Hardcore, internally, all core!
He furrows.
Hardcore! Is it though? One mind. Viclos, true, hardcore! Hardcore is internally coherent. All core!
He furrows.
Hardcore! The question is, but there was no... Viclos, true, hardcore! Yeah! Lucky Earth! Viclos, true, hard, full, it's hardcore! Skibadis,
Your cop training did not prepare you.
Viclos, true, hard, it's hardcore!
Такая маленькая.
Skibad,
Your cop
Viclo, true, hardcore! Hardcore is a mega. Here comes the... Viclo, true, hardcore is internally coherent. Good morning, yeah! It's the message. So... Viclo, true, hardcore, internally all core, all gotta get the people go. Yeah, request. I want everybody's Viclo, true, hardcore, internally all core.
He furrows his...
Hardcore. Ah! Is it though? One mind.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you. Goodbye, officer.
Viclos. True, hard. It's hard. Skibber.
Your cop training.
Viclos. True, hardcore, internally all core.
He furrows.
Is it though? But is it? I mean really? No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second you can't... There is a hawthorn tree. Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
To the mega! Yeah! Oh, she uses 3.5.
Oh God, you're going to be in this...
Don't worry, I have... Hang on.
Whoa.
Great!
Everybody, the honor will be back! Yeah! The first pain! There's nothing... Sometimes isn't something... It's like...
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore. We can all hear it's not hyper hardcore. If figures of authority keep telling us things are hyper when they're clearly not, how are we ever supposed to evolve to hyperdom?
Uh-huh. It is, isn't it? But how could it become harder core? I know the answer in my heart, but cannot sink it in my head. If this is not hyper,
How could anything? No! This is the answer! What?
As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through you.
Oh, yeah!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the abstract shape, the hardcore.
I know!
But there's something else that hasn't.
Uh-huh. Oh. Uh-huh. Oh. What?
As your mind works, the abstract the.
Oh, yeah!
But you're not.
I know!
But there's something.
No! This is... Yeah!
You know it in your lungs where the pressure should.
What? Wow, okay. We should start with the melody. But where would we get that stuff from? I'm sorry, I don't know anything about Nordic music.
He feels ashamed. He can't be of more service to the future of dance music. The young man falls.
Basically, what you need to find here is a tape with some banging music on it. So that Egghead... Yeah.
There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Gilles Lane, right next to the canal. A real...
Oh, I know!
St. G is the boulevard.
I knew that!
And the mosaics.
But it's all blocked with that stupid traffic jam right now. Anyway.
Does it?
Anyway, that's all...
Cupman! Tape! Yeah! Spins the tape until the space escape! Yeah! Alright! No! No, no! This is gonna make people scared! Keep it positive! Keep the... Yeah! No nation, but Trump...
Don't be a lunatic.
Yeah!
Unless you were thinking Revershaw imperative right now. Anyway, I've had a similar thing happen with Eggs yelling. I know that's fucked up, man. Lying like that. And a cop, too. He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell.
Yeah! With a rebel yell! Oh, sure! I can do that!
Please don't turn him into...
I don't even know what to say to that.
Aye! It's time to compromise! I'm swiftly moving toward a solution.
You feel Jermaine Egghead's smile is too enthusiastic. But it'll have to do for now.
Lungs are for love! When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For love!
A dopamine surge accompanies.
Basically, yes it is.
Alright!
Oh, hey man, it's good to see you. Goodbye, officer.
Vibrations, the hawthorn he stands. The other real deck is empty. Cables run his.
Yeah! The first page of the second chapter! There's nothing... Sometimes... Isn't some... It's like...
I think it's super hardcore. Fuck it.
He seems sure. But you are left with the nagging doubt. You might have overestimated the hardcoreness
Привет,
of
крыска.
that jam.
Вон ты киска, крыска. Че, мама тебя помыла, беленького.
Yes, what is it?
Okay, but... Maxim!
I know.
Pump it to...
Bluestein.
See? He pumps it to the hard master. It's hopeless. Of course it is.
Yeah!
Never mind.
Egghead pumps his hand up in the air, waiting for the beat to drop.
Born ready. Ready.
I'm ready if you are, Detective.
Suddenly, your palms are sweaty. The church seems... There's tightness in your chest. Anxiety.
What? Five, four, three, two, one. Mute disengage.
No wind outside. No waves. The woman looks around. In the silence, you see dust move on the floorboards. The driver of the speaker. In the silence, a low hum starts creeping up your spine. It's a song inside you. Not in the speakers. Not in the room. A great bass sigh. It's out there now. It will devour everything. The floorboards. The glass.
Guys, what's going on? It's getting louder.
In the basins. The water.
Hosiana! Mother of Mega!
In his mind, a tidal wave approaching from he's peaking. The worst high he's ever been on.
The beauty and the beast!
No, Egg! It's the window!
The window is going to come down. No, the roof!
Cracks appear on the stained glass window. Cracks run up.
Come down to earth!
Below it, all the base grows. Like the jaws of a giant compressor, nor...
That's it. I'm muting it.
Beautiful!
Shit! It doesn't stop. A seal? Have you?
Yes, I've turned it off. Andre, pull the compressor. The plane.
Fuck! I can't shut it up. The signal's passed. It's
in the mixing desk now, building into it. This is it. A great roar. The vault of the roof twists above you. Glass shatters somewhere near the door. It's coming down. But then it stops. Totally and utterly. As if there never was a sound. Only your ears still ring from the shock.
Egg.
I pulled the plug. It was getting too... You did good, Egg. Most of the place seems to be intact. Fucking hell. Programmer...
4 years. 22 people. Millions of reals.
Yeah, but did you record it, though? It was dope. I think we can use it.
Yes, Andre. I recorded it. Damn, I thank you all for doing this. Eggman, you too. And you, officer. I don't know what we've discovered, but I know what it sounds. Stay here. I'm going to stay here with these lunatics. Send letters, maybe meet Sulispov. Also devise further measurements.
I want you to know that's totally...
I don't care, but thank you anyway.
That's the best she can manage.
Now.
Some tiny hard thing. You have an explanation for all this. Somewhere deep in you, you know. The person you were knows. You don't have to. You already have. A long time ago. These thoughts, drinking coffee and a woman.
What? But Pale isn't here. We're thousands of kilometers from the edge.
That comforts her. She looks up into the darkness under the nave.
Then what?
It's nothing. No, it's less than nothing. No.
Then the Pale is... But the gradient, it clearly hasn't started yet. We're here, I understand. A theory of the Pay where instead of an outer ocean, it metastasizes. Like, according to this, how long... And information, causing data losses in the East Insulindian front. Have you considered why it's formed in it?
An intellectual hunger fills her now, casting fear aside. She falls silent.
I'm going to leave that out. But the rest? Some of this I can use to start to explain this to the rest of the team. You know, maybe a club for anodic music isn't the worst thing you can erect around this particular point in space. I wouldn't go so far.
Yeah!
What is there to add to that? Nothing.
Welcome back.
Oh, hey, man. It's good to see you.
Goodbye. Yo, man. What's on your mind?
That's a deal! Yeah! True hardcore. It sucks!
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could harness that power, making it pulse.
Yeah! Well, oh! I don't know. Maybe someone can do something. Yeah!
Yes, what is it?
The mother of humanism stands above you.
Hello, dear. Thank you for...
Her smile is weary.
Morel still isn't feeling well. I convinced him to stay at Gary's to get some rest. I'm afraid the cold has really gotten to him. I'm sorry, dear. You've had... Morel will eventually...
You've come so far. You can't leave those locusts there, waiting on the ghost read with no one to witness when it appears.
That really is too much, sweetie. Thank you for your dedication, but I can see you're coming down with a cough yourself.
Very strange. Why is she not letting...
Different? How? I'm in doubt, sweetie. It's a strange feeling.
And when a police officer asks...
Do you ever wonder if some lovely story from your childhood is just... Seeing the Insulindian phasmid, Morel's so proud of it.
A terrible sting in the heart. Regret.
No, at least that I'm some...
That I am a queen?
But now, we're both getting old, and he's still working himself sick out in those reeds looking for it.
An acorn is not the same as the tree. That requires time, diligence, and care. All qualities these...
But it is. We've spent years searching for the phasmid hunt. If I hadn't led him down this path, he could have a steady job lecturing at a university. Oh, of course it counts for something. I was a paraplegic before we met. He didn't know before I arrived. On our first date. If I weren't the queen of the cryptozoologists, if I didn't tell him that story, maybe. But then why do I not dare tell him? What you have to know is the Insulindian phasmid probably does not exist. Let us fools chase our ghosts. There are a million better things to do with your life. Of course not. I didn't mean to say my situation discredits the field. There have been...
Rising. Unfolding from...
Either way, I should go. Poor Morel is running a fever, and I need to get him home to Jamrock before we overstay our welcome with Gary. Oh no, thank you, but I can get there on my own. Oh, sweetie. Please don't get stuck on...
No one can stop you from finding the phasmid.
Съебывай, да, из-за компьютера. Сейчас закончу диалог и освобожу. Побрызгать? Помазать? Надо.
Okay.
A sigh. She doesn't think you'll need it.
You too, sweetie. Thank you for everything, truly.
A dream. A fool's hope. Like that, she drives off. The gas engine mutters quietly as she gets to the doors, then pushes them open. Outside, the cold. Somewhere out there, a kilometer to the southeast.
Again?
Yes?
Все, идешь играть?